I talked to a cat the other day, and he was like, man, I really want to come to Christ, but I got to clean my life up first, get my sins together. I told him, I used to think that way too. I thought I had to change myself before I could come to Christ, but Christ changed me. Let me tell you my story. It starts like this.
You know, because throughout life, we all look at people who are on drugs, or who have the Mercedes-Benz, or who are on the rap videos, or the rock videos, and they got everything, you know, or the TV shows, and we think they got the life. But all that was gone. All I could see was guys in orange and brick walls, and I seen this guy with Jesus in his eyes. And I said, that's what I want. And I haven't looked back. That was in 2004. And I haven't looked back, and I've had my rocky roads. But where worship comes into my life, and what I want to share with you guys is that worship, we are all built to worship. You know, throughout my life, the things I was worshiping, girls, drugs, alcohol, partying, fast money, all that stuff, I was worshiping those things. God built every person who was born. You were born and destined with a plan. And many of you were conceived. God has a plan for us. And we are built with worship inside of us. We are all born to worship something. Now, some of us are wasting our worship. Some of us are putting it out there and we're worshiping this or worshiping that. And even we're coming in these chapels. And this is what killed me sometimes. Churches throughout America, not this chapel. There's the biggest churches in the world you can see on TV. There's people sitting in the congregation and they're wasting their worship. You know, they come and they praise with their lips, but their hearts are very far from God.
Yeah.
Our worship, it comes on, you know, we look in the mirror and we say, I'm not good looking enough. Or, this is what I did. How can God ever do anything with me? Or we're worshiping, look where I'm at. I need a bigger career. I need a bigger house. Or I don't have anything. I lost everything. That has nothing to do with your worship. Our worship is to God. We came here tonight, whenever I was worshiping, I wasn't thinking about nothing. I wasn't worried about what I have to do when I leave here. I wasn't worried about concerns I have coming up 2 months from now. My focus was on God. Now money, clothes, all them things, they're great. We can enjoy them. You know, all them things, all life pleasures are wonderful. But without God being the ultimate center of our worship, those things just distract us. They get in the way. It's crazy because we get so dissatisfied. We get so dissatisfied in the things of worship because when we put, even good Christians, when we put things, you know, anything, things in front of God, eventually they're going to quit working. Eventually money's going to run out. Eventually, new gadgets you buy are going to break. You know, we get so discontent sometimes. You know, even you come in here, we read the Word, we praise, but then we go out of here and you go in your rooms. You know, I go home and we drive by and, you know, I got a 96 Camry and, you know, it's got 270,000 miles on it. And some guy pulls himself a Lexus with shiny wheels and I'm like, you know, look what I got and look what he got. And we all get discontent in things that we have. When we got our focus on Almighty God and our worship is totally towards Him and we know we're walking towards the plan and purpose He has for us, you don't get, you know, my car I can get discontent in. These clothes are going to fade. I can be discontent in these things. You know, I could push these in the washer tonight and the washer could get stuck up and tear them up and say, I love this shirt. It was everything to me. It's gone now. That's one thing about God. He's a solid rock. And as we're on this floor, this concrete, wood, whatever under here, this building is on a stern foundation. It ain't going nowhere. We had a big rainstorm yesterday. I don't see any water in this place. This building didn't move over a few feet. It's on a foundation. When we get our foundation and our worship set on something higher than things in this world, of things that can only bring us pleasure for a temporary time. And there's so many things. I mean, think about the Penguins. Penguin fans in the house? Okay. I love it. I'm a big sports fan too. I get a little crazy about sports. But think about this. People pay big time money to get in these games. People go out of their way to buy the jerseys, to do whatever it takes. To 300-some-thousand people at this parade in Pittsburgh. Well, people can't get out there and wake up for God. People are worshiping the Penguins who, let's say 10 years from now, I have somebody who's not a big-time hockey fan, maybe they just watch it like me, who won the Stanley Cup in 2008, 2009. I don't know. But who is Jesus Christ? He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus Christ is the same one who 2,000 years ago raised from the tomb, and his story is still being told today.
Amen.
See, the Penguins, they might sell their franchise tomorrow and wind up in Alaska or something. That's where they should be, because I used to all the time, they'd escape. Gotta keep it for them. Pittsburgh. But the thing is that, you know, we are putting our worship in things like that. And I'm a big time fan. I mean, like, when there's a game going on, like, say if this is football season right now, my buddy would be texting me right now. He'd be texting me the scores of the games. I'm into it. You know, football is more my thing. But still, we find our worship. We get so involved in it. People argue over games. Who's better? Who's this? Who's that? And now it's football, it's baseball, it's hockey, wrong? No. But are we worshiping it before God? Or are we giving it more energy and effort than God? Sometimes we come to chapel, we come to church services, we give God what we have for that time, but then we leave and it's nothing. But your football team or something, you're diehard. I've been a Miami Dolphins, don't laugh at me, since I was born, okay? Since I was born. So I'm dedicated. Just because the Pittsburgh Steelers won the Super Bowl last year, I know you as Pittsburgh fans just can have it. You got it? Give something here, you can have it. Okay? But you know what? I'm dedicated to the Miami Dolphins. Because that's still my team. Just like, now it's like my contentment is still found in them even if they have a losing season. Jesus Christ is still my foundation even if I feel like I'm going through a little loss in my life. Because I know He's working things out. Now, is that to say if I'm making mistakes? Now, don't get confused. A lot of people who speak of things get things confused with trials and errors. There's going to be times you might put yourself in a place. You know, if I go out there on that little bridge and I jump off and I get hurt, okay, I jumped off. God didn't make me get hurt. There's certain times, and I just wanted to clarify, there's certain times we put ourselves in some bad places and get burnt, so to speak, or get hurt, and then we look up and say, God, why? You know what I mean? It's like, you say you're trying to recover from alcohol and you go hang out in a bar and you start drinking. And you say, God, what happened? Why'd you go to the bar? We are free will agents. There's free agents in all these national sport leagues. We're free agents of this world. That free agent has a choice of what team they're going to play for, who they are going to represent, what jersey they are going to wear, who are they close with. You know, when you walk in with a different shirt on, people look at you and they say, okay, he has this on or that on. When we walk in as Christians, people should see Christ. You know, there's certain contractors in the business I work with, when they pull down in the yard, most of them I can tell if they're a Christian or not. Just from their personality and how they act. And I'm not saying we're supposed to be chipper people, you know, like Mr. Wilson all the time, singing the songs and doing all that stuff. You know what I mean? Let's be real, we're human. But the thing is, there should be something different about us in our eyes because of our worship. Because every day we know we wake up, we are giving to a higher calling. We are giving ourselves to something that is beyond anything. You know, I know people get so worked up with the Penguins or Pirates or Steelers lose. I mean, they call off work the next day. They're ready to cry. They don't want to talk to nobody. But then the emotions when it comes to church, they come and they just sit down, they clap their hands, they shake a few hands, and they walk out.